Welcome to Art Super for Swab Radio, the first radio station of Swab Art Fair here in Barcelona, sponsored by Art Super. Let's start with our fifth podcast dedicated to my first art fair. We thought of a quick meeting between two galleries and two artists chosen for Swab Radio. L.U.P.O with Giuditta Branconi, the artist, and Kokanas.
With Gillian Genries.
Exactly, with Gillian Genries. Perfectly. The first question I would like to talk to you, is the artist that you're bringing. So, if you'd like to start,
So
Giuditta Branconi.
I met Giuditta last year in Milan. He moved from Teramo. Teramo is a small city next to Rome. So he moved to Milan. We bought her a studio and we did a contract with her for 4 years. And we love her work, and we are now starting doing art fairs. And we now have also a show in our gallery. And her work is incredible. You see that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I saw also that in the fair has a great
always,
success.
and it's surprising because everybody loves her works. People from like old collectors, new ones, and people not from the art world. So always with her is a surprise, and we are super happy. But you have to see the work in person. I cannot explain you her technique.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
it's not the sort of the poetic part.
Yeah, and we were in Arte Bologna last year, and it was a success. We sold out the booth in 1 day. So always with Giuditta is great. And then she's super young. She's 24, and I really love to work with young artists. We are friends. We're not only working together, but we're friends. We go out, we go to the parties, and we work together. So for me, it's crazy, and I think it's the same for you with your artists.
Yeah, it's quite the same. Yeah, she is young too. She is 25 years old, but I don't really go to party with her because she is a very special person. She paints every time from morning to night. She is very dedicated to her work. Mm-hmm. The story of our meeting is simple. I met her at the end of diplôme in Les Beaux-Arts de Paris, in Paris Fine Art School. And from the beginning, I bought 4 pieces.
You fell in love.
Yeah, I felt in love with her, and I bought directly.
I think it's
4.
the same for me with Giuditta.
Yeah, it's always stories of meeting and vibration. And with Gillian works, I don't know why, because maybe you saw her work, so it's like all the pieces are dedicated about objects and architectural. So it could be seen inside or outside, but it's always about architecture and objects and things that are not animate, without soul. But she succeeded in giving to these objects with a color and a sense of rhythm in the composition. She succeeded in give it a lot of emotions. So it's very strange because there's no human face, which brings most of the time the emotions, no? But she succeeded in making some objects be emotional.
Exactly. You can feel maybe a sort of atmosphere. I think is something that can be compared.
They have in common.
Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Between the two artists that we choose. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with Giuditta because I think she has a great imaginary. I don't know how to say. He studies a lot of books from the 20s of fashion. He's in love with tattoos. So it's a mix of different kind of really different images, but together they are crazy. It's fantastic. Then if you see Giuditta works, you can see that his brain is going super fast, and then he can like shot on the canvas what he's thinking. So.
And I know that she is in great collections right now.
And she's super young. She's 24, and she was already bought by some U.S. collectors. Some collectors in Italy, which have very important public collection. And also you bought one of those pieces, so we are super happy that you can.
Yes, Art Super acquisition.
Yeah,
has been the pleasure to.
Yeah, and we have planned for the future some art fairs with Giuditta, and then we would like to go to the U.S. in some art fairs with her, and I think I'm quite sure that will be a success because she's a great artist and she's a great person too. So it will be easy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Gillian, about collections?
Yeah, well, I'm quite happy too, because a lot of collectioners did buy her work. Casually, some maybe you know in Yaki Kornblit is a very famous art dealer. He discovered at the end of the 80s the graffiti. He was one of the he's from Netherlands and was one of the dealers that discovered the post graffiti like Keith Haring, Basquiat, all the team. And he brought some yesterday, so yes, I was quite kind of happy because I think he has some intuition about what is important and what is original, what has something to do. And indeed, I think that Gillian is talk really about our society because all the subjects and there's also a lot of accumulation in her work speak about our world that make that give more importance to the things and to the objects than to the people or the living things.
Inside,
So
yes,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. And then I would like to say that everybody before coming here in Barcelona told me that it's quite difficult for finding collection to sell pieces, but I think we were happy we found a good collection.
You were in the right position.
Yeah, we were at the beginning of the fair,
So the
thanks
fair
to
was
the organization team, and there was a lot of collector from all over the world, Dubai, South America. So
But I don't think it's only the position.
No, of course,
For
of
sure,
course.
because
Thanks to
with
the
artists
artists,
like
but
these,
yeah, but they do a great job because personally I sold 3 pieces to the US, one in Miami, one in New York, one in Chicago. So I think they were the fair organization were able and managed to invite them. So it's not easy, and then they do it.
For sure. Okay, thank you for that. The second question, a little bit difficult than the first one. It's very important to us to understand better what can be the difficult part to live and to work in the world of contemporary art. If you'd like to start, I would be happy.
Well, I can start. Difficulties in contemporary art. I don't know. I think when you own a business in every world, every universe, there's some difficulties that are normal when you begin a business. You can sell pizza, you can sell piece of art. I mean, it's always difficult. And you're from Italy, you know about pizza, I suppose. But
Above all.
yeah. But I think that in the contemporary art, because well, the people do buy to the gallery because they have confiance, they trust in the gallery. So the gallerist has to be very confident and give confidence to the people that will buy in his shop. So I think for young gallerists, as Massimiliano and I think maybe one of the difficulties is to make people trust in us, in our eyes, in our sense to discover new artists.
In our tastes.
Our taste, and our eyes, our taste. So I think is maybe one of the most difficult, the worst difficulty we can meet, but it's part of the job and it's the pleasure too.
Yeah, I think it's great when somebody buys from us something and they believe in the artist as we do. I think it's great. And I was very lucky because all my family was like working in the art business. So my grandfather had a gallery, my father had a gallery, and I have the gallery now. And so they really helped me to start and they introduced me also the collector. But it's also very difficult because now it's not a good period. We open after pandemic. Taxes are super high. Fairs, not this one, but usually fairs are very expensive. So it's not easy. But I personally have passion. Do you think you have the same passion? So with passion, we love this work. I'm happy to do what I do. So it's not difficult. But
Yes, it's challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging.
We don't feel we don't feel it difficult. I mean, we feel it like a challenge. Yeah.
So that's the most important thing for me for this job.
Same.
Okay. The last question I would like to tell you to talk about. The first experience with the world of contemporary art. A spot about the life of a gallerist or the life of a gallerist, as you.
Okay, with contemporary. Me personally, I was born with my family heritage of ancient art and modern art. So I was born moving paintings and between sculptures. So for me, it was like normal to be inside this. But when I opened the new project L.U.P.O, I discovered that it's completely different.
Why that name?
L.U.P.O because during the pandemic I was with a close friend of mine who is the director of a small museum in Milan. and we were like drinking and speaking, and said, why not L.U.P.O Lorenzelli project? So it was like a game.
Okay.
But then I have a close friend to do like, he does like graphics, and so he said, okay, L.U.P.O is great with the wolf, and then he started. It was great.
Okay, I was curious about that.
Sì. And what was the question? Sorry.
That you grew up with that kind of passion.
Yeah.
Your parents.
Yeah, for me it was quite normal to go into the contemporary art world, and I worked with my father for 5-6 years in the modern art, and for me it was not so challenging because I never met the artists. I want to be like in the first line with artists, with people, and I want to see paintings.
Yes,
while
for sure.
while the artist is painting, I want to be in the first line of this world, and for me it's a great thing.
The contemporary art
Yeah,
is
and
the best word.
I really want to grow with them. I would be happy if in 10 years Giuditta will be super famous, and me maybe more than now.
I hope so.
Yeah, for me
you?
that's the point.
So there was 2 questions. What was our first emotion?
Your first experience with contemporary art. Why did you choose to do
Okay.
this job?
Well, I have a kind of special way in this world because at the beginning I'm artist myself. I do write pieces of theater and direct it in stage. So that was my first job, and I studied for it. So I used to frequent and have a lot of friends that are artists from every universe. It could be in drama, it could be in cinema, it could be in paintings, and so. Before the pandemics, because all the theater were closed, I had this idea to open a space where I could mix all the arts. So I could sell paintings, of course, and also present some theater pieces of theater.
That's a super space.
That's a super space. Yeah, there's concert. There's a lot of things connected to every art. So that is also my ambition, which is a kind of special in the world of gallery. And I'm quite happy because I received in Marseille, where is the Kokanas gallery, I received a very good, the spectators and the visitors and the buyers, the collectors were very happy to have this new kind of gallery. So I'm quite happy, yeah. And my ambition was really to mix the art, to propose to visitors and spectators a new way to discover art, like a total experience, a plural experience with every different arts that mix each other to make a complete experience. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And the name of your space?
Kokanas. Yeah, Kokanas is a Greek guy collectioner that I met before to open the gallery, and he gave me a lot of advice and a lot of advice in art contemporary, but also in art in general for my work in literature. And so I had a lot of how to say in English? Yeah,
you decided to say
I owe him a lot. Yeah, it was a way to thank him and to give him honor. And I love his name too, Kokanas. So I think it has some rhythm. So I decided to give him honor and call the gallery Kokanas.
What a great story.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for participating. And
thanks to you.
And I hope to see you next year.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope to see you too, Massimiliano. Et you también.
Sì, claro.
You also.
Je peux parler français si tu veux. Mais...
Ah, beh, avec plaisir. Non parlo italiano, ma
un
più
pochino
trattare.
parli italiano,
Ma secondo
dai.
me sì.
Sì, ha parlato italiano.
Ma certo.
Adesso si
Tu
vergogna.
parli italiano poi.
Io sono italiana.
Vabbè, so con italiano
Certo.
non lo sapevi, non me l'hai detto. Non me l'hai
Ieri sera
una
che
trompa,
avevi
ok?
bevuto 2 gin tonic, parlavi italiano meglio di
sì.
noi.
Sì, è bastante.
Bastava il gin tonic.
Sì, basta il gin tonic.
Certo, meglio
Sì.
di una scuola di lingue, credo.
Diventa come Dante.
Sì, è sufficiente. Donde sta il gin tonic è sufficiente para... Bueno.
Bene ragazzi,
Thank you.
questa chiusura ho amato, bravissimo.
Dai, super.
Grazie.
Grazie a lei.
Thank you so
ragazzi.
much for that.
Sì.
Grazie.